Oh, snap. Hi. I'm going to read some names. Who was in here first? Jordy was in here pretty early, actually, at like 10:45. It's now 11:01. What's up, Kyle Miller, Diego, Michael Mofina, good morning. Hi, Mom. That Melissa Sheffer is my mother. Hi, Mom. Kevin Hawthorne. Susan. Oh, Susan. Hey. Diego, Zach Lester, Bob G, Harsh, Marcin. What have you learned so far from all of your interviews? That I have some really amazing colleagues. And there's so many more people at Humane. Like I see Jenna over there. Jared's back there with Bill. There's so many more people that I want to bring on the live stream in due time. Call to live when it's live. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Set your chat to live chat. We got a triple camera set up today. This is the Sam cam.
Colin cam.
That's the Colin cam. And
Mehek.
that's the Mehek cam. Mehek. Woo!
Welcome.
Okay. Let's get started here. I'm going to put my laptop down and away. Chat, hang out, have some fun amongst yourselves. And let's do this thing. Happy Friday.
Uh-oh.
Thanks for... Uh-oh.
Oh.
Is it because it's been sitting in the sun?
It's your camera.
The R3 overheated?
It's the R3.
Technical difficulties. Please hold. You can switch back to the wide cam.
We'll stay on mine. All right, sorry. Sam's fixing that camera right now. Why would it overheat? What's going
I
on?
don't know. I've never seen that before in my life.
Me either. It's not even in the sun.
No, it's just really warm.
Directly under this.
Take the card out maybe?
The car has nothing to do with it. That's really warm.
Yeah.
Shit, that's hot.
Sorry, everybody. Give us 1 second. Sam's connecting this thing back in.
Let's see. No card and camera. Here. Let me see.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
Weird. So it was the card? And it was it even recording?
No.
Okay. Let's pretend that didn't happen.
We're right underneath a light source. Strong sunlight.
Good morning, Mehek.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. The sun is finally shining in San Francisco.
I know. I'm so
Right?
happy.
Me too. It's crazy how much it drives my mood. Like when I wake up in the morning and I commute to work and it's gray outside, I'm like, why? This is California. And then when it's sunny outside, I'm like, this is California. Mehek, I think you have probably been briefed on what happens on these live streams. But in case you're watching for the first time, so we do these live streams once a week usually where I interview, sort of have a conversation, get to know my colleagues from all different departments of the company. I think this is like the 15th or 16th one we've done. And now I'm making a concerted effort to have all the interns on the live stream. So we had Sneha on, we had Sai on, and now we have Mehek on. You are one of how many summer interns do we have? 6, 7?
No, like 10.
There's like 10 of us?
Yeah.
10 of you guys? Wow.
Can you name everybody?
Oh my God. I can try. I can definitely try. So we got Mehek, we got Sai, we got Sneha, we got Elliot, we got Jemana, we got Iris, we got Ruel, we got Emily, we got Elliot, and we got Tommy.
Wow.
I hope
Damn, we
to
have
God
so many
I'm
people
not
to get
missing
on.
anyone.
Yeah, that's, I mean, we might have to start doubling up. I'm
Yeah.
just going to
What?
a minor
What are you looking for?
adjustment of the hex camera.
Okay.
There we go.
We got constantly changing
There we
sunlight
go.
in here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there is a gigantic sky. There's a gigantic skylight up top. I hope that water bottle was closed. Okay. Mehek, how long have you been here at Humane now?
So I am finishing my 4th week, I think.
Wow, already a month.
Yeah, it's flown by, and it's been great. It's been really good so far.
And you don't live in San Francisco full time. You're not from here.
No, so like I came here 10 years ago to go to Disneyland with my family, but that was it. I don't remember anything. But I literally came here 4 weeks ago as well. So first time in the city.
First time in
San
California or
Francisco.
no?
Yeah, actually California.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so let's rewind the clock. Tell me about your life, Mehek. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
So I was born in Dubai, and then my parents moved us to India for 2 years, and then Singapore for 5, and then we came back to Dubai. So that's sort of our home base now. That's where my dad had his job, and my parents are there. So whenever I go home, I go back to Dubai and visit them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you aware of how like wild and cool that is?
Yeah, like every time I tell someone, "Oh, I'm from Dubai," they're like, "Oh, wow."
It's like one thing to like go visit or live or work in Dubai, but like born in Dubai. Wow, that's crazy. So you
Yeah.
have a Dubai passport.
No.
No.
They don't do that. It's more of like a residency situation.
Interesting. Do you have a
Yeah.
driver's license?
Yeah.
Does it say Dubai on it?
Yeah.
That's cool. Wow. Wow. I was there. I think I mentioned this to you recently. We were there. A few of us were there in end of January, February. That place is crazy. They seed rain there. They make it rain,
They do.
which is crazy. I didn't even know that was a real thing. I thought that was science fiction. I remember I was like looking at the weather, the radar, and it was like clear. And then these just clouds rolled in, and it's something with like the salt and like with the charging the ions or whatever, and like yeah. So that is just a thing that happens there.
Totally. It's
That's
like it's interesting for sure. There are a lot of people who are like, "Oh, is it natural? Oh, do we enjoy it?" So there are a lot of questions around it.
because
but
it's a desert, right? The climate there is extremely dry. It's a
Yeah.
desert. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you said you were born in Dubai, then you moved to where for 2 years? You said
India,
where in India?
Bombay.
In Bombay, India.
Have you been?
As you, I have not been to India. No, this was when you were a small child.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Small child. I remember one incident when I was talking too much in class,
Oh boy.
and the teacher came up to me and taped my mouth shut.
No way.
gosh.
It was really funny, but that's my one memory of Bombay, India.
Wow.
Which was funny, but-
Wow.
It was a cool experience. I go back once in a while to visit like my friends and my family, but yeah, I don't remember much of it.
And then Singapore for 5 years.
Yes.
So if I were to ask you where did you grow up, what would your answer be?
Between Singapore and Dubai.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Are they're close, right? Like in proximity to each other, a few hour flight or no?
7-8 hours.
Oh wow, so it's far.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
What languages do you speak?
Only English.
Really?
I can understand Hindi, but I can't speak it. And then for Arabic, I learned a bit of it in high school in Dubai. So I can read the letters of the alphabet, but I have no idea what they mean.
Wow.
Yeah, because they have like a completely different letter set.
Yeah.
So I actually like really enjoy looking at like Arabic graphic design and like even designing
Yeah,
with Arabic
yeah,
type.
because it's not Latin characters.
Exactly. So it's a
Yeah.
really cool challenge.
Wow.
But I have no idea what any
So you
means.
grew up with English as a first language.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. How are you finding life in America?
I like
4
it.
weeks in.
Oh no. So I've been in America for 4 years.
You're going to school here.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm going to
okay.
school here. So
So you're a senior?
I finished my 4th year and I have one more year to go. It's a 5-year program.
Cool.
But I really like it here. I do. I think the people are really interesting, especially the design community is really cool.
At your school or just in?
Just across the country, and yeah, there's a lot of cool things to see, cool things to experience.
Where are you in school?
So I'm studying in Providence, Rhode Island. I go to Brown University and the Rhode Island School of Design.
You go to 2 schools?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like a dual degree program, so they allow some students to study at both schools, and then you get a degree from both schools as well. You
Why
get,
is Rhode Island such a like design-centric kind of place? There's like RISD, and I feel like a lot of people that do design go to
RISD?
Yeah.
RISD's
or just are in Rhode Island. I'm wondering why Rhode Island.
It's like that. It's probably the same sort of question of like, why is San Francisco and the Bay like
Yeah.
so tech focused? I don't know. That's a good question. Like, what? Like, Yeah, who was there, 100 years ago that sort of
Yeah.
like was like, oh, this is where design is going to happen. And sort of the same questions like, why is New York the finance hub? Why is New
Yeah,
York a
yeah.
fashion hub? Or why is like Paris, like, yeah, that's a good question though. Yeah, it's like RISD's there, and then maybe it's because it's like close to
I think
New
there's
York.
big architecture schools there too.
Yeah.
Right? People do architecture programs there.
So when you get your diploma, is it 2 diplomas?
Oh, no.
One says Brown and one says RISD.
Yeah.
That is crazy. What's your course load like?
Oh, it's like totally normal.
Okay.
Like it's so basically how RISD works is that they have a bunch of requirements for your major, and then they also have a liberal arts like curriculum, so you have to fulfill credits for that.
Like the general education sort of stuff.
Kind of, yeah. So you have to
You
take
taking
like,
any math classes?
No.
No. Any like writing classes?
I took 1 or 2.
Okay.
But so all the liberal arts credits on the RISD side are fulfilled by my Brown classes. So that's how it
Interesting.
works.
Where are you physically when you're at school? At Brown or at RISD?
So they're just like
Across the
Providence
street
is
from each
really-
other?
Literally, because Providence is really small.
I was like joking.
Brown is like on the hill, and then RISD is down the hill. So it's like 10
there's
minutes.
Mehek. They're like officially affiliated with each other.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Got it.
And there are a ton of like clubs and stuff that recruit people or students from both
Gotcha.
schools as well.
So you like moved to the U.S. 4 years ago for school.
Yeah.
From Singapore.
From Dubai.
From Dubai. Wow. Culture shock?
Not really. I think Brown has a lot of like international students,
Yeah.
which kind of like helped me sort of get into the groove of things. And then I feel like everyone here, and especially on campus, was just super welcoming and just like no one was like not willing to talk or like have a conversation or
That's
hang
great.
out. So it was like a really warm environment and super easy to adjust to. And I think like I've like changed schools as well, like 5-6 times. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
like changing communities a lot and just moving around just like makes it easier for me to like
You're saying
interact
as like
with
a
new
kid
people.
in the middle of middle school or high school, you move countries.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And when you did move countries, what happened? It broke again?
I don't know what.
Really?
Oh no.
Well, I'll just keep talking. Yeah, I remember as a kid, I went to like a private school through 8th grade, and then I went to a public school for high school. I didn't know anyone, and then you're like, my mind was so like, whoa, there's like so many people, so many different kinds of people versus like my tiny little public school. And for you, like, it's not only you're just changing schools in like a region, you're moving, physically moving countries, which is kind of crazy. So you had to make new friends each time, right?
Yeah.
Like you went to
Totally.
school in Singapore not knowing a soul.
Totally. Yeah.
And then were you always like, oh, the new girl, or like the, this international student or something, what?
No, not
No.
really. I think like the communities within India, Singapore, and Dubai are also super intermixed. So actually a lot of friends that, or like some people that I know have also like done all 3 countries a lot. So I think it's like some sort of circles going on there.
What made you, I guess, what was the catalyst for you, Mehek, to move to the United States? Was it, I want to go to school in the U.S., or like, I want to move to the U.S. and go to school there? Was there, what was that process like for you?
So my high school in Dubai was a British school, so they had a British curriculum, so I did like the A levels and stuff.
I don't know what that means.
You guys had APs, right? Here.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's kind of like that last 2 years of school, it's just a different curriculum. So because it was a British school, a lot of the kids went to the UK directly for college. But I think like a couple of us wanted to come to the US because the curriculum
Disneyland.
here- Exactly. That is number one. The curriculum's a lot more flexible in terms of the majors. Like you can change them, you can explore different things. Brown has the open curriculum, which is super cool as well.
Yeah, I love that. Everyone that's been on the program that's talked about Brown, I'm like, I love the open curriculum.
And
Exactly.
have you met Ardra?
Not yet.
Ardra is
I've
a Brown
heard.
alum.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
I know Sarah also went to Brown.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's another person we got to get on the live stream.
Yeah.
You fix this.
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah, it's good.
What was it?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay, sorry. Back to your question. So it was students were you were taking these advanced placement classes. It was either going to the UK or going to the US.
Yes. Mostly, yeah. One or two went to like Australia. But yeah, mostly.
Was it a tough decision to make for you? I can't imagine. I'm like trying to really picture myself growing up in the US for my whole life. I'm just like, what would it have been like to be like, okay, goodbye United States. I'm gonna move to another country for college for 4 years, not knowing anyone. Was it a tough decision to make, or were you excited about the change?
I was super excited. I was really excited. I was excited about the program. And then actually my cousin, who's just a year older than me, also went to Brown. So it was nice to have a bit of family.
So you had one friend there that is a family member.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So that was nice.
Did you apply to any other schools?
I did. I applied to a bunch of other schools, and then 2 other dual degree programs actually as well. So yeah, that was
Where was Brown on your list of choices?
It was top choice. for sure.
Amazing,
Yeah, the
amazing!
program.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you majoring in?
Cognitive neuroscience at Brown, and then graphic design at RISD.
Cognitive neuroscience.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Just brain stuff.
That's what everybody else says too.
just
brain
brain
stuff.
stuff.
Wow. Cognitive neuroscience. So that's a little bit of maybe like psych, right? And like how the brain works, the different areas of the brain. Now let's do a little quiz here. You aced the intern quiz here. Can you name me just five parts of the brain?
Oh my god.
Hippocampus.
Oh yeah. Okay, hippocampus.
Wait, you know this?
Frontal lobe. I want to say occipital lobe.
Cortex.
Frontal cortex.
Yep.
Amygdala.
Yep. Oh, that's 5.
Okay.
Nice, nice,
That was
nice,
so
nice,
stressful.
nice. Now, is it true that like humanity, us as a species, doesn't really fully understand the way the brain works?
Ooh. I think we're getting there. I think like it's definitely really complex, and just by like the classes that I've taken, it's interesting to see that there can be like 10 different classes just on the brain itself. So there's like a really wide range of things to study, and I think actually with AI as well, there's been a bunch of really interesting studies that have come up that are like, how do we use AI to better understand the brain?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's really cool.
Yep. That's what's happening today, Colin.
What?
XAI at 1 p.m.
Oh,
They're doing that Twitter
yeah.
space. Did
What's
you
that
see?
about?
Mr. Musk founded a new company
Oh,
called XAI.
Okay.
And like this week, the Twitter account went live.
Yeah.
And they're doing a Twitter space today at 1 p.m. Pacific. And I'll pull up the taglines basically to understand humanity's questions, like, you know, things like the brain and like, are there aliens, and like, what is consciousness, and like, who built the pyramids, and you know, all that. Not maybe not that last one, but like the seventh wonder of the world, the eighth wonder of the world. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what the next year, 10 years of specifically AI research looks like with understanding the brain.
very cool.
What made you want to study cognitive neuroscience? Because it's such a, you know, juxtaposing those two, like design, you know, rectangles, and then like the brain.
No, yeah. I think that the way that I was thinking about it is that like graphic design is about communicating to your audience and getting a point across. So I was like, oh, if I get to understand my audience better, then maybe I can create better designs for them. So that was the original thinking. Yeah.
So Musk said, announcing formation of XAI to understand reality.
Oh.
And their tweet, what are the most fundamental unanswered questions? Just what are unanswered, like, about life, about civilization, about who we are as a species? Like, yeah. So
What does the company do?
well, that's the logo.
Interesting.
Hold
What
it
is
up for everybody.
what does the company do? I don't want to dox myself. I'm not
Oh, yeah,
going to do
good call,
that.
good call.
Understand the universe. Today we announced the formation of XAI, July 12th. The goal of XAI is to understand the true nature of the universe. You can meet the team and ask us questions during the Twitter Spaces chat on Friday. Yeah. Our team is led by Elon Musk, people from DeepMind, OpenAI, Google Research, Microsoft Research, University of Toronto. Yeah, pretty exciting. I remember specifically when OpenAI was founded in 2015. I was like living in this apartment in New York, and I remember I was on Twitter on the street corner. I was like, huh, OpenAI, cool name. Wonder what's going to happen with this. And here we are many years later, and AI is very much a thing. That's interesting, Mehek, that approach of like, you want to understand the way people think so you can sort of like design better for them.
Exactly.
Do you enjoy one of them more than the other? Obviously, the two inform each other, but where do you feel sort of like more strongly connected with?
So I definitely feel more strongly connected to design. I think like I really enjoyed RISD and the way that they structured their curriculum, and we were like constantly creating, constantly like learning.
What do you mean? What do you mean with the curriculum? Like, explain what that means. You can design your own major, pick the classes. What does that look like?
So they have pretty strict requirements per major for design,
And RISD is the design major, right?
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yes. And so they're like a more traditional school in the sense that they really go down to basics, and they taught us how to use like the letterpress. They taught us
Oh,
how to
fundamentals.
Exactly.
Ah.
We like drew out letter forms. We learned like what is.
Were you like typesetting with the little metal?
Yeah, we got to do that too. It was really, really cool.
Do
and
you
I
think that going that like in the weeds and like with those really fundamental basics helps? Yeah, it does.
Definitely, yeah. Because I feel like once you understand what exactly is going on and you understand the rules, then you can break them. So that's
Did you learn how to use things like Figma in school?
no,
No, that's not taught at school at all.
not at all actually.
What do you use to design at school?
So it's like mostly the Adobe suite, so Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign. And so they have like the really nitty gritty tools. So Figma is something that I just like picked up this summer.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is nice because you can just pick it up. It's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
from what I understand, I've like tinkered, dabbled around in Figma. It's so sick. It is such an amazing tool to develop and prototype, and like you can like, I just love the way you could zoom. It's like you can have like 1,000 pages, and then you can go like hyper zoomed into one. It's like such a cool way of thinking, and like I mean, Figma now is like a big, but like just a few years ago, small team of like people that just wanted to make a better prototyping tool. And when you start from scratch, basically, you throw away all of the fundamentals of like what makes a good program, what makes a good user interface, and you sort of get Figma. What is it like being a student in 2023, like in a sort of like a post-pandemic world? To give you some context, I went to college from 2008 to 2012, and I just feel so like what's the word I'm looking for? Like I'm empathetic, sympathetic with students that had to like deal with a pandemic in the middle of college. Like I think about the eighth graders that their eighth grade year got derailed. The people that were a freshman in college, and they're like the whole like what's it like?
I think I would consider myself to be a little lucky. My freshman year, or at least fall semester, was totally normal.
That was fall 2019?
Exactly. And then so we sort of got to establish our friend groups a little bit.
Cool.
We got to experience college a little bit.
And just sorry to interject. This
Yeah.
what you went into RISD Brown double majoring from the beginning?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you had a relatively normal fall semester.
Exactly.
And then what happened in March 2020?
And then halfway through spring semester, we were all sitting on the main green, and we all got the email. And then 2-3 days later, we were at home.
But what is home for you?
I went back to Dubai because they were shutting borders, and we didn't know how long this thing would last. And so we just like ran back home.
How long were you home for?
I was home for the rest of the spring semester.
Okay.
All
so
of
like
the summer.
Yep.
All of the fall.
2020. Yeah.
Oh no. I think I went back halfway through the summer.
Okay. Summer 2020.
Oh no. No, I was home for the
Isn't it
fall.
crazy? It like so hard to
Yeah.
remember like what. Yeah, cuz vaccines rolled out in the beginning of 2021.
Okay.
So my guess is you were probably able to come back then.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
I think I was back for the spring. And it was like
Back for the spring of 21.
Yes.
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 Did you take any online classes?
I did all the fall semester.
Crazy.
But I got the hardest ones out of the way.
Oh, that's
So
good. That's
Wow.
smart. That's
I
so
was
smart.
able to like focus and not do anything else, which was
What
good.
what was it like taking Zoom classes? The whole, I mean, speaking for myself here.
This camera.
It's not cooperating today. Oh, it's okay. We could just leave the camera on Mehek or just default to the wide. I feel like such a fundamental core of learning, and this is, I'm just speaking for myself here, is like being in a classroom environment where like you are surrounded by your peers, there's a teacher, people are engaged, like you know, and then boom, it's all digitized and you're just looking at people on a flat screen in little boxes.
Yeah. It was tough, especially from like the design side of things, because you really do like feed off each other's energies. Like you want to be there to like feel the work, look at the work, like talk about the work face to face. So I think that was tough, but we adapted. I mean, like we just got used to it, and then it was really nice coming back because
I'm
then like
sure.
after coming back, everyone was more so just like excited to be there and like willing to put more effort in and show up to like weird random events around campus that like we wouldn't have done before.
It's crazy how I just remember thinking and seeing like, what's up, Freddie? Yeah, work from home. Yeah, we get to stay home. 2 weeks, 4 weeks,
Yeah.
8 weeks, 16 weeks, 5 months. You're just like,
What's
I don't
going
want
on?
to stay home anymore.
Exactly.
You know? I remember summer of 2020, again, before vaccines, it was like, it's warm outside. I guess we can like social distance outside. It's cool, whatever. And then like, summer of 21 after vaccines, New York was just like booming. It was like everyone was outside. Everyone wanted to, you get invited to this party, this thing, you go do 15 things. Like, yeah, let's like, and again, just like coming back to just like this, the core of people. We are social creatures. Like we are not
Exactly.
meant to be, put inside and stay inside. So you would consider yourself like, yeah, it's not like your senior year was sort of derailed. It was like you
Exactly.
had like a little bit of a gap and you had to go home.
Yeah.
And now you're here. So you're going back to school in the fall and finishing
One more year.
one more year. And it's 5 years because of the dual degree.
Exactly.
Which I can imagine.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Literally 2 papers. Do you have to go to 2 ceremonies?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's fun.
I had some friends at Rutgers that were double majoring.
Cool.
And like that makes sense, double majoring, but from 2 different schools? Does that mean, and I'm just so intrigued by this, does that mean you're taking double the amount of credits?
No, it's just a little extra because so for Brown you fulfill your major credits, and then for RISD you have your design credits plus your liberal arts credits.
Oh, right, you said this.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
so your Brown classes count for those liberal arts credits. So there's a bit of an overlap, so everything like works out.
Are you thinking, Mehek, and maybe this is a little bit too soon to ask this question, you think about maybe continuing in school, get a master's degree?
I definitely want to work for a bit.
Yeah.
I think working has been really, really exciting and super fulfilling. So I think that I do want to like be in the industry for a while, like see what's out there.
Cool.
And I think like as technology is developing, I think I'd want to go back to school when something new and exciting is happening, so I can like figure that out, learn something new.
Do
at
it
that
in like an
time.
academic setting.
Exactly.
Yeah. I will say though, I mean, probably schools like Brown, to me it feels like academia is a decade behind
That's
in
fair.
terms of like the curriculum and involving, like, when is Figma gonna, I'm sure Figma's probably offered in curriculum somewhere, but like when will something like that be sort of standard, and like
Yeah.
when will if you're a computer science major, like I know some schools are integrating ChatGPT and these kind of things, but like I feel like the technology progresses so fast, and then every industry is playing catch up to this.
Totally.
I would love to know, Mehek, how did you find out about Humane?
So, spring semester, this recent spring semester,
Okay, just a few months ago.
just a few months ago.
Like we're talking 2023.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I opened my email one day, and RISD's Career Lab has a talk hosted by this company called Humane. And I was like, okay, I'm desperately applying for internships at this point. So I'm like, okay, let me look this company up.
So this was the first time you'd ever heard about Humane.
Exactly.
Was from RISD.
From RISD.
Thanks, RISD.
Yeah.
And the first thing was that I was immediately blown away by the website. I was like, whoa, this is so well designed.
What
This
was
is
on the
so
website at that
cool.
point?
Do you remember?
Was that the 10 AI principles?
I think it was a little bit before that.
Before that,
Yeah.
okay. I'm trying to think.
Can you remember?
I don't want to waste time on it, but yes, I can certainly remember. Okay, so you're intrigued by the website. That's a good start.
And I was like, oh, this is a really mysterious company. So I attended the talk, and actually Josh and George were hosting it.
Cool.
And so I was like super impressed by their experience and like how they were talking about the company and how passionate they sounded. And so then I reached out to Angela, and I was like, hey,
Amazing.
I see you have this opening. What's up? And from then on.
Amazing.
That's
Wow. I'm always so fascinated by how you find out about whether it's like a company or a brand or a sports drink, like whatever it is. It's a binary function. It's like at one point in your life, this thing does not exist in your world at all.
Totally.
And then it goes literally from 0, you don't know about it, to 1, and then it becomes everything, for me. I found out about Humane in December of 2020, couldn't get it out of my head, and now I work here, and it's like I remember a time before I knew about Humane's existence, It's kind of just like with anything. Wow. So a RISD email came to your inbox, and you took the initiative and went to the talk.
Oh, yeah.
How
for
many
sure.
of your friends went?
There were a lot of people attending that talk.
Yeah?
For sure. Yeah, I think a lot of people were interested because it's just something new and exciting that's happening. So people were intrigued for sure.
Now, what is it like for you to be here now? Are your friends like, yo, so cool, Mehek, you work at Humane now,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
that's
awesome.
exactly the
That is
reaction
so
I get.
awesome. That is
Yeah.
so awesome. How do you feel being here?
I really, really like it. I love the people. I think everyone's super talented and just like willing to like talk to you and like work through stuff and just teach you about things. And I think like the openness of everything is really, really nice too. And of course, I mean, what you guys are building here is incredible. So very, very cool stuff.
The Humane AI pin. We can say that now.
Yeah, we can say that.
Feels,
That's crazy.
feels
First live
damn
stream, we
good.
could say it.
Damn good to say it. Is it the first live
Or,
stream? No,
I guess we
think
could have said it, but we
last
didn't
year.
say it
Last
last
year.
weekend.
Last year.
Last
Last
weekend we didn't say it.
Last week. Was this This is not your first internship, right?
No, this is not my first internship.
Give me the.
Last summer, I spent some time in Austin working for Apple within the marketing and communications team.
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas.
That place has a special little corner of my heart is reserved for.
Yeah, I loved Austin.
So I have been doing South by Southwest on and off for about 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
went for the first time in 2012
Yeah.
and then went consecutively. I think I missed 2018 or 2019 and then pandemic stuff. But yeah, we were there earlier this year.
Yep.
And Mehek, the first time I was in Austin, I would go with like my brother's group of friends, immediately fall in love with the city. So small, so cool, so different than like the big metropolis that is Manhattan. And it's warm and people are nice and the food's great, the beers are great, walkable city. What did you like about Austin?
I like everything that you said. And I think like there was a bunch of like nature stuff as well. Like you could
Yes.
go kayaking.
Yeah, the river.
Yeah, and then the Oasis was out there. You could just sort of go on hikes whenever you wanted. And yeah, there was just a lot to do. And I think the music as well was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was South by like? Say South by.
South by Southwest, yeah. That is my relationship and understanding of Austin. I admittedly have not been to Austin when it's not South by. So when I go, it's like supercharged. Yeah, I went, like I said, in 2012, because my older brother Mike, the year before, like played drums for someone there and was like, Austin's so cool. This I wouldn't even call it a festival. It's just like a gathering of humans.
Totally.
Like when people use the term festival to describe South by, it's just the wrong image that comes into my brain in particular, because a festival is like open field, a gigantic
Like Coachella,
stage.
that's what you think of. You think of
Or
Coachella.
like or Gov Ball, or the one that they do here in Golden Gate Park. Outside Lands. This is more of just like a flocking of humans to a city, and then there's just like zillions of events. I just remember seeing so many shows like back to back in the same night. You're seeing 3-4 different bands play, and everyone is that I met is so nice there, whether you're like an Austin local or people are coming in for South by itself. Also, I've never had a badge. I just go to these events. You don't need Pro tip, you don't need a badge to go to South by, at least like to see the music. If you want to like go see the films, you probably need a badge. But like, there's most of the brands that activate there, you just need to like get in line. Like I remember the Mashable House. I don't think The Verge ever activated at Actually, I shouldn't say that. No, I think in like after I'd left The Verge, whatever. I'm in the weeds here. It was just such a cool experience for me as like a young 20-year-old to like get out of the comfort zone that was New York for me and experience another cool city like that. But like when I look back on all the years, it's the group of friends that I would go with. I've made so many friends there, and then just like the onslaught of music. Like I've probably literally seen in the 10 years probably like 50 different shows from going to South by. I'm a big concert goer. The band Jungle I saw Melcher play there. I heard, I think that it was at the drive-in was like playing, and I like couldn't get in, so I heard them from outside. So many bands, and it's just a nice thing to do. When it is during the year, it's like early March, and so New York is still pretty cold, and Austin is like 60 or 70 degrees, and it's really nice. Oh my God, I just love Austin so much. I can continue. So you did a marketing internship at Apple,
Yes.
which is kind of like a little bit outside of your, sort of the traditional wheelhouse that you're in, cognitive neuroscience and design.
Yes. So I did interactive design for the marketing team.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. Making rectangles.
Exactly. And
That's
making them
that's a
move.
design joke, by the way. That's like the I'm trying to think of like an equivalent meme worthy of like, oh yeah, like if you're a DJ, you just go and press spacebar, right?
I just press play.
Yeah, just press play. Yeah, just round a
yeah.
rectangle.
Definitely.
Did you enjoy that internship?
I did.
That was your first internship?
I had interned the summer before for a digital marketing company, but that was like a smaller place. It was during COVID, so it was like,
Much better to be in person for these kind of
Exactly.
things, right?
Exactly.
Do you feel like you learn, and I probably know the answer to this, but you learn better when you're in person, able to just like
100%.
Yeah. And there's something so special, and I'm curious to hear your take on this, about, again, being physically present, where you can just like get up, go, hey Josh, instead of like
Totally.
scheduling a meeting and you both are in Zoom and it's just like not great.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, it's so effective. Like it's so obvious when I'm speaking these words. Like, yeah, no shit. Of course, you're in person. You could just, but like, it's so true. What have you, without going into too much detail, what have you learned here so far? And it could be like sort of not just like design focused, but like being an intern at a company that's in stealth in San Francisco. Like, what are your sort of takeaways thus far?
Well, 4 weeks in, I think that just like not being like too afraid to like put ideas out and like talk to people, even if like
I'm still learning that.
no, yeah, it's a process.
Yeah.
Like I feel like even like last summer it was just because it was coming out of COVID, I wasn't used to like having conversations with like grown-ups, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a continuous learning experience,
Yeah.
and just like it's nice here because I'm like learning about different things that are not even related to design.
Yeah, like communication dynamics
Exactly.
and like yeah, when to like say something or interject. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are things that, correct me if I'm wrong, Mehek, but you can't really be taught those things. You just need to
No.
sort of like,
Definitely soft skills.
Yeah.
just like be in an environment where you can like do them,
Yeah.
and you sort of like, you might make mistakes along the way, but the only way to like really get your hands dirty is to literally get them dirty in
Exactly.
a sense,
Exactly. Yeah.
How are you liking San Francisco?
I like it a lot.
You do?
I do.
Are you in San Francisco?
Yes. I'm subletting an apartment in Lower Pack Heights. which
Oh,
is quite
okay. You're in a
nice.
nice area. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's a little cold here, but there are nice days.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's beautiful. I really didn't expect it to be so scenic. And then there
What
are
is what? Define beauty for me.
Dolores Park, Land's End Trail, the bridge, the marina, Palace of Fine Arts.
Yeah.
That's my list
Like
so
the
far.
the physical spaces.
Yes,
like
yes,
you.
yes.
Yeah.
Being close to the water, being close to like nature. I think that's quite nice.
Yeah.
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 I'm just realizing now. Yeah, you're from Dubai, where it's probably an average of 90 degrees.
Yeah,
like
it's
it's like
hot.
high 20s, low 30s for you year round Celsius, right? Like that's just normal.
Exactly.
And like it doesn't go below
Oh, in Dubai? No, it's like plus 35.
Whoa.
Like
35 C.
yes.
That's over 100 degrees.
Over 100. Yeah. It's hot.
Hot,
Yeah.
where like you don't even want to go outside
No,
because
no,
it's
no.
so hot. You
Like-
instantly start sweating when you're
Yeah.
outside, right?
Like only visit in December, January time. That's
Okay.
the only
And that's when I
time.
went, and it was
Yeah.
like beautiful there, frankly.
Yeah.
So right now, mid-July, it's disgusting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone escapes during the summer.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you going to go back?
I think I want to stay here. I definitely think, like I mentioned, the opportunity for design
Yeah.
is more available here. Although Dubai is doing a really good job in terms of like bringing more artists around and like putting up more galleries and shows and stuff. But I think in terms of like graphic design or product design, I think like this is a place to be.
For San Francisco, you're saying, or just the U.S. in
Just
general?
U.S. in general.
Yeah.
And then I think like San Francisco in particular is like really good with keeping up with the new
Cutting edge,
technology.
yep.
Exactly. So that's exciting for me. So yeah.
Knowing what you didn't know about Humane, sort of like being intrigued by the website and, the language that was on the website, and then seeing George and Josh talk, and now like being here, you think you made the right choice?
100%.
Like you sort of like just followed, chased the curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sort of the same way, like I was so intrigued because of the lack of information, and like I say this all the time. This is like the before time. We're in stealth still, and then like once we launch and ship and like fully reveal all that kind of stuff, it's just like fundamentally different, and it's cool. I think, I mean, speaking for myself, probably for you and you too, Colin, like it's cool being here while we're still in stealth, because like
Definitely.
we will be out of stealth, and then like the sort of like that like inherent allure that comes with being in stealth just goes away because you're out of stealth. Do you have any questions for me or Colin right now? Because I can keep going until the sun sets, but I want to sort of turn it over to you. If you, is there anything you wanted to say? or mention?
Well, I wanted to ask you guys, like, where did you sort of come from, and how do you like it here now, like where you are?
Colin, I'll let you take this one.
Where did we come from? Here, let's see if I look.
Cotton Eye Joe. Where did we come from?
I mean,
Where did we go?
Came from New York.
Don't say we. This is you.
I came from Rhode Island. I was in Rhode Island with
Really?
my now wife.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, I mean,
Don't look at me. I'm not prompting you. I'm not prompting
came
you.
to the other side of the country to work here,
Yeah.
and I'm making the best of it for sure. It's definitely hard being like, I've been on the East Coast the most my entire life.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like I made the right decision. It's more just like adapting to new environment kind of thing.
How long were you in Rhode Island for?
Most of the no, Dallas and then Rhode Island, so maybe like 6-7 months, but we go
Okay.
back and forth all the time.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah, we're there a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
But to give you the context that Colin just doesn't give you, Colin is not really from anywhere. Colin's lived in many different countries,
Incredible.
many different places, many different army bases,
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, Air Force bases.
Air
yeah.
Force bases. You want to
Nice.
Yeah. So my dad was in the Air Force. We
Yeah.
traveled around a lot. We moved every year and a half.
born in,
Born in Tucson, Arizona, and then
grew up in.
grew up in
Alaska.
North Carolina, Alaska. The most.
Ooh.
I think we lived in both those places the
Yeah.
most. I think Alaska was the longest, and then
England.
England,
Germany?
England for 3 years, Germany for a little bit.
I know these things.
Yeah. I mean, I know them too. It's just like, if I wasn't there that long, I don't really
Yeah.
consider like living there. If I have like a lot of friends there, roots there, that makes sense.
I think that's what makes you such like a worldly
I feel like a New Yorker.
person.
I lived in New York for 9 years.
Well, no, I think
Okay.
you're incredible at making friends and talking to people, and I think that's like a product of you, like you, Mehek, just being plucked and placed in these places.
Yeah.
Not, you didn't have a choice.
Yeah. That's what
You
I want
know?
to turn around on you. Okay, so why were you so comfortable with coming, like, leaving family, and you just were like, I'm going to school in
Yeah.
Rhode Island, I'm going to Brown, I'm just doing this. It
Yeah.
was because you had a family member there that you felt so comfortable to just up and leave, or
Oh,
what
no.
like got you to the point where you feel like you were like, I'm okay to just leave and go somewhere else and do something else? And
I was just super excited. Like, I feel like it was really the time for me to like learn new things, like see what else was out there, like meet new people. I think it was just really, really exciting. And even like
Yeah.
last summer, I mean, I knew nobody in Austin, which was like,
Yeah.
like
Brand new city for you.
exactly. But I got to explore that. And so like San Francisco as well, I was like super, super excited to come here. And I was lucky to know a few people because it's, there are a couple people from high school and just from
Yeah.
college who are here. But yeah, I just think it's
you just have the pioneer attitude.
It's
You're like,
exciting.
I'm exploring new things, I want to do new things. Yeah, it's great.
exactly.
Are you here on I guess you're on a student visa technically,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This
Yeah.
is something that I bring up all the time. I'm so conscious of the fact that I'm born in America, and then I'm just granted all these privileges. Like I don't have to worry about a visa or a citizenship or any of this stuff. And like the system that is in place, it takes 5 years or 7, 10 years to become like a citizen, and then like visa expires, you have to renew, kind of thing. But it seems like, Mehek, you want to spend time here.
Yeah.
Like
and I think like everything will work out.
I think so, too.
Visas are just pieces of paper.
Yeah, exactly.
like your degrees, like the diplomas. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the experience.
It's the experience.
I can give you
definitely.
my
Yeah.
quick limited TLDR. I've done this thousands of times, so I'm pretty practiced. Born and raised in New Jersey. Whole life grew up in New Jersey. Went to Rutgers University, which is a New Jersey school. Never really planned on moving to New York. It was just like New Jersey and New York are right next to each other. So like family in the city, grew up coming here. Geez, we're not here. It's there. Grew up going to, I'm just so used to saying here because New York. And then I got while I was in college, I got an intern position at Engadget.com when I was 19. Then I stayed on at Engadget, became a contributing editor while I was in college. And then most of the founding, well, the sort of the team at the time left Engadget to create The Verge. Was early at The Verge, helped launch that website, worked there through college. I was the only person running social media for The Verge for a number of years. Then in 2015, I got approached to go join Mashable. And this was all in New York, all based in New York. I lived in New York for 9 years, from 2013 to 2022. Worked at Mashable for 2 years, and then decided that I wanted to get out of the sort of like traditional media and do my own thing. So I just became a full-time YouTuber. Did that for 5 years. Made this video about Humane, published a year ago. Wanted to come work here. One thing led to another. I'm here, coming up on a year.
Awesome.
Which is
Congratulations.
thank you. Insane to think about. I've sort of now like forgotten what my life was like before Humane. Like 5 years of YouTube, now it's like, okay, now Humane is sort of where I'm at.
Awesome.
I never lived anywhere outside of the East Coast. I never studied abroad in school, which I don't know if I regret. If I can go back and do things differently, I probably should have gone away for a semester just to like live in a different country for a few months, which I could probably still do at some point in my life. But I'm so grateful to be here. The things that we're working on here are pretty amazing. And like I'm able to like go back to Sam Sheffer's brain in June of 2022 when I was like working on the video, published a video, and I'm like, yay, I did it. Now I'm like, okay, now I want to go work there, like, and now that I've been here and the things that, Colin and I work on and the things that like, sort of like make it out into the world, I'm so stoked. I'm so proud of, and so thankful and grateful to Imran and Bethany and the team for bringing me in and allowing us to do these live streams and just the talent pool and the people that I interface with on a daily basis. Colin, you, I mean, I could just look around. Miguel, Jenna, Ilgu, like it's just I could just name over 100 people.
And a testament to we can see them all, like from where we're sitting, essentially, like from the people you're naming.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, we're coming up to the top of the hour. If there's anything you want to plug, or any words of wisdom you want to bestow upon the viewers here, I mean,
or us,
or us. I mean, you're in your early 20s, you're a student, you have a really cool internship position. Like, what would you say to someone? What would you say to Mehek 2 years ago? Some inspiring words, or just like, some parting words.
I think like going off what you said about just being like really grateful to be here, I think it's really, really lucky that we as like creatives get to actually do our hobby as a job in a way. And we're coming into work and we're like playing around with things. Like you guys have your cameras and like you're just like getting new tools to play with, and just like getting people who are excited to see you use those tools as well.
Wow, that's really...
and I think like a lot of people are kind of afraid to do that and just like tap into their creativity and what they kind of want to be doing, because they feel like, oh, it's, like maybe it should be a side thing for me. But I feel like if you're coming into work and you're just playing every day, like it's worth it. So, yeah.
So well said.
Yeah.
That's better than any... I've never even thought of it that way, but it's so true.
Mehek, thank you for the time.
Thank you, guys.
Let me just think of the sort of housekeeping things. Humane website /waitlist.
I'm linking it right now.
You can paste it in there. Becca, thank you. Diego, Peter, Jordan, Suhan, David Perry. Thank you all for being here week over week. Join the waitlist if you're not on it yet. And we'll be back next week, ? With maybe someone that I can see over there, maybe someone over there. I'm trying to get the PD team.
I know some interns who are also interested.
Oh, yeah.
I will, I think they're just scared to
Bring them over here.
approach.
And have
I will.
Break the ice.
Yes, break the ice
for us.
For sure.
Okay, that's
Thank
it.
you for once again being a pioneer.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. And I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you. Glad to
what
be
what I
here.
saw yesterday, epic. Not
Thank
gonna spill
you.
the beans, but I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, that second one that you showed,
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank
Okay,
you.
not gonna spill the beans. Okay, goodbye. Have a great weekend. Sam Sheffer, Colin Cornwell, and Mehek Vohra.
Boom.
Got it.
From San
This is
Francisco.
my mouse pad, everybody.
Signing out. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And probably another intern on the stream next week. Let's do that. Okay, goodbye. Play us out.